Hello, Peps! It's me again, your lovely sweetheart Joshua Demaag, and right now we are going to embark on another brand new fun learning discussion. Today we will be tackling about lyric poetry, its nature, definition, and some examples. Aside from that, I'll be sharing and demonstrating to you essential modern steps in teaching poetry to children and young adults, which you can also apply in teaching your child or your children if you are a parent already, or to your younger siblings or relatives if you have, or if you are an aspiring educator, or even if you are a teacher already. These steps will really be useful and helpful to you when you teach poetry to your students now or sooner. So better to watch the video until the end, and without further ado, let's begin the discussion. First up, let's come to know what is lyric poetry.
Lyric poetry is a type of poetry that expresses the poet's emotions, thoughts, and feelings in a musical and rhythmic manner. It often focuses on personal experiences, reflections, and observations. Unlike narrative poetry, which tells a story, lyric poetry is more introspective and aims to evoke emotions and create imagery. The term lyric originally comes from the Greek word lyricus, meaning singing to the lyre, indicating its musical origins. Lyric poems are typically shorter in length and can take various forms, including sonnets, odes, elegies, and haikus. Examples of lyric poetry include the following: Sonnet 18 by William Shakespeare, I Wandered Lonely as a Cloud by William Wordsworth, Ode to a Nightingale by John Keats, Because I Could Not Stop for That by Emily Dickinson, and The Road Not Taken by Robert Frost.
Okay, so now let's move on to the modern steps in teaching poetry. So I have here six essential steps which would really be effective in teaching poetry to children and young adults. So I'll be sharing and explaining each of the steps to you by giving their individual descriptions. And upon sharing, I'll be demonstrating them to you one by one as to how they are properly done. So are you ready to learn these essential steps? Well, I bet you are. So without further ado, let's begin.
Step 1. Read the poem aloud. Begin by reading the poem aloud together with the students. This allows them to hear the rhythm, rhyme, and tone of the poem. You can use expression and intonation to convey the meaning and emotions of the poem.
Good morning, class. Today, we are going to dive into the world of poetry with a beautiful poem titled Mary's Lamb. So let's start by reading it aloud together. Now, I want you to pay attention to the rhythm, the rhyme, and the emotions conveyed in the poem, because after reading, I'll be asking you some questions relating to it. So now, let's begin reading. Ready? Go! Mary's Lamb. Mary had a little lamb. Its fleece was white as snow, and everywhere Mary went, the lamb was sure to go. He followed her to school one day, which was against the rule. It made children laugh and play to see a lamb at school. And so the teacher turned him out, but still he lingered near, and waited patiently about till Mary did appear. Okay, let's read it again one more time and louder this time. Begin reading. Mary's Lamb. Mary had a little lamb. Its fleece was white as snow, and everywhere Mary went, the lamb was sure to go. He followed her to school one day, which was against the rule. It made children laugh and play to see a lamb at school. And so the teacher turned him out, but still he lingered near, and waited patiently about till Mary did appear. Very good, class.
Step 2. Identify and define words the students do not know. Identify any words that may be unfamiliar to the students by simply asking them and write these words on the board. Then discuss the meanings of these words together, providing definitions and examples to ensure understanding.
Now, class, are there any word from the poem that is unfamiliar to you, or a word that you just discovered today or encountered today? Yes, Jason? Okay, so the word fleece. Well, class, fleece means a woolly covering of a sheep, or in other words, the hair of the sheep or a lamb. So in the poem, it says here, its fleece was white as snow. So meaning, The pet of Mary, the lamb, has as white as snow hair. So do you get me, class? All right. Any more word that is unfamiliar to you, class? Well, if there is none, then let's proceed.
Step 3. Ask students to summarize the poem. For this step, you will ask the students to summarize the poem in his or her own words. This can be very helpful when you are teaching more complicated poems to older students. But even with young students, it is important to know that they understand the general idea of the poem.
Okay, class. Now that we are done reading the poem and unlock those words that are unfamiliar to you, now can someone tell me the summary of the poem, Mary Slam? Can someone summarize the poem in front of the class? Yes, Alexa? Mm-hmm. Very good, Alexa. So, class, the poem Mary's Lamb tells us the story of a young girl named Mary and her beloved pet, the lamb, which followed her to school one day. So, basically, the poem emphasizes the close bond between Mary and the lamb, showcasing friendship and loyalty to each other. Right, class? Very good.
Step 4. Discuss the poem. Engage the students in a discussion about various aspects of the poem, such as its themes, imagery, and symbolism. Encourage them to share their thoughts and interpretations.
Now, class, let's try to delve deeper to the poem. What do you think are the symbols present or portrayed in the poem? Can you cite at least three symbolisms? Give me one. Yes, Justin. Very good. Friendship and loyalty. Why? Because Mary's bond with her pet, the lamb, symbolizes friendship and loyalty. Just like a loyal friend, the lamb follows Mary wherever she goes, showing the importance of sticking by those we care about. Right, class? Very good. Now another. Yes, Carmel. Precisely, Carmel. Kindness. Why? Because Mary's act of bringing the lamb to school reflects kindness and compassion. It is just like saying being kind to animals or others, even if it is unexpected, is a good thing to do. Right, class? Do you get me? All right. Now, last one. Yes, Jasper. You got it right, Jasper. Innocence of childhood. The innocence of childhood is represented in the poem by Mary and the Lamb. They are both pure and innocent, reminding us of the simple joys and goodness of childhood. Very good, everyone.
Step 5. Ask students for their experiences. Invite students to share any personal experiences or connections they may have with the themes or events depicted in the poem. This helps to make the poem more relatable and meaningful to the students.
Okay, now I would like to hear from your class. Who among you here have pets at home? Please raise your right hand. Okay, so I see some of you have pets while others don't have. So for those who have pets at home, what were the special moments you had with your pet? Can you share it to the class? I need two volunteers. Yes, Micah. Mm-hmm. Okay. What a great experience you had there, Micah, with your pet. Now another one. Yes, Laika. Mm-hmm. Okay, very good. What a nice story you had there too, Laika. Thank you for sharing, Micah and Laika, your stories about the experiences or the special moments you had with your pet. I really love hearing your experiences. Now give Micah and Laika a big round of applause.
And lastly, step 6. Let students memorize the poem. Finally, encourage students to memorize the poem. Provide them with copies of the poem to take home for practice. You can also incorporate activities like recitation contests or performances to make the memorization process more engaging.
No class. I encourage you all to memorize this poem. Take a copy home with you and practice reciting it. Because next week, we'll be having an oral recitation contest, and I would love to hear all of you and see all of you performing this poem. Understood, everyone? Very good. So, class dismissed. So that would be all for now, guys. I hope that you learned something from our discussion today. Thank you for watching and see you on another meaningful discussion sooner. Bye bye.